I grew up with the idea that the ocean was a sort of infinite resource that could take anything we threw at it, or threw into it, or took out of it. The ocean is finite and fragile. It can't take everything we dish out. We have to change our ways. When we keep a healthy ocean, we enlarge our own prospects of survival. So I think marine conservation affects all of us, whether we're conscious of that or not.
In 1965, I went bushwalking with a lot of friends. Amongst the many topics over the campfire was, why don't we set up a marine conservation group? And it was a sufficiently unique idea that people said, yeah, let's do that.
Their memories of being involved in something important and it being stressful.
Fear is a very strong emotion, and when the industry use that emotion against conservation, it's very hard to turn that around.
In the 60s, we had staff members that had their phones bugged, their houses raided and searched. They were followed by security services. They were attacked in the media. They had legal action taken against them.
It was a hot time, I can tell you. My hands were often shaking when I opened up the newspaper. What was it going to say about me today?
The government and the oil and gas have a strong level of influence, and it's very hard for us to fight that.
Petroleum giant Shell is on a collision course with conservationists over a plan to drill for oil 50 kilometres from Ningaloo Reef.
The oceans are in trouble, our habitats are in trouble, and we do need to do things to help protect them.
Things aren't fixed, they look fixed. The politics look fixed, the business models look fixed, but everything is just waiting to change.
We found a proposal to explore the entire reef for oil.
Joe was all-powerful.
The government of the day wanted to go ahead with mining. You know, that's the national income.
Get stuck into any sort of mining that you like.
Didn't matter if it was natural, just sell it. This is just so patently ridiculous. This is in the era when we had the Torrey Canyon and disasters with oil happening everywhere.
So it became a choice of, did Australia want an oil industry on the Barrier Reef or a tourist and fishing industry on the Barrier Reef?
Virtually every Australian says, of course, we should be protecting the reef.
The Barrier Reef is a national icon.
But you don't achieve anything if you actually don't have the public on side.
So we talked about the Barrier Reef right up and down the coastline. I did several lecture tours where I just went from city to city. We sold something like 110,000 car stickers saying "Save the Barrier Reef." It was one of those desperate ideas we had when it looked like we were going to lose.
So they were told that what they were doing was impossible, that it was ludicrous, it was, quixotic.
And then there was the Union Black Band, and so they black banned all operations for oil drilling on the reef.
That's the outcome we're after.
It was years of our lives that went into making all that happen.
That was a great moment. Here's this tremendously important issue, the Great Barrier Reef, and I'm playing an important role in its conservation. Tremendous sense of satisfaction.
I'm proud, and I've spent 30 years of my professional life working on the issues.
Probably the only place in the world where private citizens have kept the oil industry out of an area they wanted to drill for oil.
Important part of my life, and it still is. 50 years later, it still is.
Every time another area was saved from a canal estate housing development, or they didn't build a garbage dump in mangrove areas, helping make those things happen had been worthwhile.
Boy, oh boy, I can feel it. I'm half a century older.
When people judge us on our first 50 years, and I hope we're here for another 50 after that, please judge us on what we've achieved. And it's a lot.
The International Court of Justice has ruled that Japan's whaling is not for scientific purposes.
Environmentalists say they're thrilled that Western Australia's Ningaloo Reef has won World Heritage status.
An exciting day for conservation in Australia, for us to have a network of marine sanctuaries.
Things that AMCS has achieved are real and solid and historic.
The federal government has taken steps to stop the controversial Dutch super trawler from fishing in Australian waters.
AMCS has created Australia's sustainable seafood revolution.
And should we be asking, is this sustainable everywhere we go?
But you fight every fight again and again and again.
Increased dredging in the Great Barrier Reef could jeopardise its World Heritage status.
We will see the condition of the reef only get worse, and this is just the thin edge of the wedge.
Keep battling, whatever it takes. If it means we need to work with the government to change the laws, we'll do that. If we need to get 10,000 people on the streets, we'll do that. Stand up for marine life. Stand up for our future generations.
We do fight and we do win. An organisation doesn't survive for 50 years without getting good conservation outcomes. You may as well pack up and go home.
– 50 years being at the forefront of protecting marine life here in Australia. And it's an incredible, incredible big blue backyard. Australia has the richest seas on the planet. It has one of the biggest ocean territories of anywhere on Earth, from warm tropical waters all the way down to cold subantarctic islands. We have an amazing marine environment. It's of global significance. If AMCS was not here doing our job, it would have a global impact in terms of marine biodiversity.
Working for the Marine Conservation Society has been one of the greatest privileges of my life. It's an incredible organisation. I'm going to get emotional. That's how you...
Why does it make you emotional?
I guess because it took, it took 10 years of my life. Growing and nurturing an organisation that I felt had been given to me to do that. And I took that responsibility very heavily. But I'm also incredibly proud of where it's gone in the last 10 years since I've left.
When you bring people together and they create change, it's a great thing. Whether that's saving a little lagoon or a coral reef or a species or changing an act of parliament, it's amazing what people can do if they pull together.
About 4,000 people packed Cottesloe Beach to protest against one of the toughest shark policies in the world.
One of the great wonders of the world took centre stage at a rally in Brisbane today. More than 1,000 people marched through the city, highlighting concerns that proposed developments are threatening its future.
People have hit Adelaide streets to rally against the controversial Dutch fishing trawler, now named the Able Tasman.
Good afternoon, Isabel. What's happening down there today? We can see a fantastic aerial shot of the whale, and I can tell you, I know you can't see it down there on the ground, but it looks amazing. What are you hoping to?
If you love something, sooner or later you've got to fight for it. And the people who are doing most to fight for the sea are AMCS. And they need your help. So get involved.